quality management area for maintenance, we have the ability to specify that assets that are checked in and check out require quality checks. For example, you might say that every time something is maintained in a certain, after some piece of equipment is maintained, it always needs to go through a subsequent maintenance activity for its calibration to be reviewed before it's put back into service. And as in all the areas, we have a whole set of additional enhancements that we've done that haven't talked about here. Again, this is a good example here is basically the ability to request more information on a work order request approval. So you're the maintenance supervisor, you're approving these work order requests that are coming to ask, for things to be maintained. Many times those might come from like the user of a machine, and they might not be precise enough in their observation about the problem or other aspects of their initial report. And you might want to, before you approve it, you might want to go back and ask them for further information to characterize the problem. So this now lets you, we now let you do that as part of that approval process. On the service side, similar to maintenance, we have a cool new capability to create a Gen AI based note that is a summary of the field service encounter, where the information from the service request together with a narrative about what the service technician found and did can be produced by Gen AI. It can be edited. I mean, all these things that we're generating, the person can look at it and say, we need to make changes to that, but at least give somebody a good starting point for the note or the report that they have to write. We've updated the a while back we updated our field service app for iOS and Android with more modern JET technology. We do in the service area specifically actually have a Windows laptop service technician interface, and we have now updated that with a more modern technology. So now we're completely off the old mobile application framework technology. And whatever interface you're using to access mobile field service functionality, you can do it without reliance on obsolete technology. We've basically done a similar thing. We've updated the field service dispatch center to get away from some technology where you had to do a lot of technical configuration to provision it. And now we have a nice JET interface that lets you plan and schedule and monitor your field service technician activities with a nice interactive HTML UI that doesn't require anything special to set it up. And as always, there's some things that a lot of things we did that were requested by customers. To give you one example here, you can create a different type of service contract automatically, but based on the sales order item type. So if the item type is a certain if you have a certain item type, you might say that the service contract is always going to have a warranty type of contract, and another one might have a consumables or some kind of ongoing service engagement type of contract. On the HCM side, we basically have given you a lot of people ask for this, we've basically given a simple little home page where if you're running multiple of these self-service apps, you can have a single launch point for them. So if I'm a manager and I enter time cards, I also do approvals, I also am an employee, so I have self-service, I also have some learning requirements, so I basically can have like one launch point for all of those, a common URL-based launch point. And one of the things we did, we hadn't done this until now, we took our learning app that was built in, again, the older technology, and we've now built a more modern technical delivery of the mobile learning app. With the self-service HR, we've written a more modern way to let you navigate around your organization by org chart. We had delivered this previously, but most people didn't deploy it because, again, like some of the other things I mentioned, it required that you set up sort of a whole tech stack installation to support the use of the ADF framework to render these screens with the level of interactivity that only that supported. Now we are at a point where our standard EBS stack can support all of that interactivity, so we don't need to require you to set up a separate technical installation to get this functionality to work. So that's now available for org chart-based navigation in HR. And again, lots of customer-driven enhancements. Give you an example, we supported previously the ability to do a mass upload of time cards for your employees. Like if you're going to have a holiday break and you just want to pre-populate everybody's time card, you can do that. We now support that for contingent workers as well. On the technology side, we've actually done a little bit deeper uptake of what we call the Redwood theme, basically Oracle's standard look and feel for its products. We introduced in 12.2.11 the ability to have like the color and the border around the pages match our redwood theme. We took a little deeper cut at it here in 12.2.15. So colors, fonts, sizes, component styles, these things will now follow the standard, which is the same standard you see used in other Oracle products. An important capability that for our enterprise command center customers is the ability to merge personalizations when we update the standard dashboard. So we've been delivering updates to enterprise command centers every 6 months. And so if you've already got one deployed and you already have customized it or you've configured it, you've added components to hidden other components, you've done various things to make it your own, and we ship a new one, what we now allow you to do is have an interface where you can merge your personalized one with updates from the standard dashboard. So you can choose to not override the one you already have or override it or merge the changes. You can basically, and you can preview this as you go to make sure that the result is what you are looking for. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is actually how we transmit information like this to you. And we're changing that model as well. So we're introducing what we call EBS What's New documents, and that's an approach to new feature information, which is going to change from the way that we have been doing this previously. This is similar to what the Cloud Apps organization does to every 3 months with a new release. They use the What's New documents to convey what's in that release. And so we're basically adopting that model. We are going to organize the features by product family, and then with each feature, we're going to give you a combination of what you used to get in the release content document and the transfer of information documents, which means there'll be a description of the feature that hopefully conveys the essence of what it is and what it does and what the benefit of it is. And then we give you information that would have been in the TOI documents, which is essentially some information about the flow that a user will see in the product because of the feature, and then a discussion of the steps to enable, or is there any setup that's needed or optional, and then any other kind of tips and considerations about whether you would do things one way or another when setting the feature up. So we're bringing all of that together in a single document where each feature gets described once with all of that information. And the reason we're doing this is that up until this point, these assets, the release content documents and transfer information documents, have basically been behind Oracle logins. So you had to connect to the support site to get the release content documents, and you had to connect to Oracle University to watch the TOI recorded presentations or download the PDFs from those presentations. What we're going to do going forward is organize this in a way where it doesn't require a login. So that's going to make it easier for people in your organization who maybe don't have the Oracle support login. There are people who would log service requests, and maybe they have no access to the Oracle support site within your organization. Allow them to get access to this information. So a lot of functional leads and functional users who might not be the right person to log a service request with Oracle, but they can get access to this. And actually, even more fundamentally, that generative AI systems that are out there reading the internet and getting trained on everything will actually be able to see this material, so that in the future, if you ask, ChatGPT, what important things changed in order management between 12.2.10 and 12.2.15, it would be able to give you that answer, because it would all the information needed to put that together would be visible to it. So I think that's one of the real benefits. I mean, you can, from our own help center interface, you'll be able to ask those questions to get that answer, but actually all the other internet-facing AI systems will be able to give you that too. So what we're doing initially is we're delivering the 12.2.15 feature content that I've been covering in this presentation in these What's New documents, and you see an example of one here in the slide or the graphic on the right. You'll have a list of areas within the order management product family. If you click on order management, the actual product within that, you go to 12.2.15, you'll see a list of all of the features related to order management. And when you select one of them, then all of this information appears in the right pane here. So that'll be what it looks like to get new feature information going forward. Now, we've done this as we start out. We've done this for 12.2.15. And as I mentioned, most organizations, the central question they have is, I'm on 12.2x and I want to go to 12.2y. I'm on 12.2.10, I want to go to 12.2.15. What is the business value of doing that? Like, what am my business going to get from features? And also, how hard is it? What are the things I have to set up? Is it complicated to implement the features that I might be interested in, and so forth? So both that kind of technical scope kind of question and the business value question are very typical for people to be interested in. And so what we've done, because we moved 12.2.15 to this model, but we haven't yet moved the prior releases to this model, is that we've created a page here called EBS What's New page, which is linked below here. And in a particular area, let's say in human capital management or asset lifecycle management, what you see here is the What's New document for 12.2.15. And then you see a link to the release content document that covers that area, asset lifecycle management. And then you see a link to the TOIs that supported the pre-12.2.15 new feature information. So you basically see all of that in a way that helps you bring together the information you need to figure out how to go from wherever you are to 12.2.15, traversing the things that were described the old way and the things that are described the new way. As we go forward, we're going to rebuild this, retrofit that old material into this new model, and then the navigation part of this will be much simpler. You'll just pick the area like asset lifecycle management that you're interested in, you'll just find everything there. But initially, we're not there, so we have built this page to help you kind of with that sort of intermediate condition that we're in. So just to wrap up, this is a kind of an index into the things I've highlighted today, and the message here is really that we've added, I think, important value in every area, and most of it is driven directly because a number of customers asked for the things that we've done. So these should, I hope, be useful things to those of you who are running these various applications. Hope you get a lot of value out of that. And so I'd like to thank you today for attending, and good luck getting the most value you can out of our eBusiness Suite 12.2.15 release.